final success. They went close last year. Of course, they made that preliminary final.
Let's talk about the present then and the future with Port Adelaide, and they're in good hands with these 3 or 4 youngsters.
Well, to me, Zach Butler's their most important player. I know that sounds crazy. They've got better ranked players in terms of, Wines in great form, Dixon in great form, and their back line we've talked about a lot. But at 20 years of age, only played 44-odd games, Brown. His 5th game back, 19 disposals, 2 goals last week. He's a star. He can light them up.
Absolutely, I'm spot on. I agree with you. He's vitally important, as is this guy, Willem Drew. He's turned himself into a star of the team and one of the most important players. Number 2 in the AFL for pressure since round 11. He's assumed that midfield role. It's been sensational, probably in Rockcliffe's absence, to be honest. He's able to go to the opposition's best midfielder at times, put in not a tag, but can be accountable around those stoppages. It's been fantastic and gets big numbers.
Well, the amazing results keep on coming, so nothing is for certain in this competition. What is for certain this afternoon, Mark Rasciuto, is that Port Adelaide need to win, and a big win would help them as well, because other results are falling their way as they look to try and get a top 2 spot.
Yeah, another tipping nightmare, Hutto, with the Western Bulldogs going down. Top 2 is now up for grabs for the Power, and I tell you what, it's just starting to rev up here at Adelaide Oval, and it'll rev up a bit more if they finish top 2 and get some home finals. That'll be a massive boost for the Power, who, as Brownie said earlier, just starting to get their players back, and they've hardly got anyone out of their side now, so they just want to keep building up nicely, get some game time into those young kids that you spoke about that have missed games throughout this year, and if they can hit red-hot form in September, that is what it is all about. So a big opportunity for Port Adelaide to pounce on the top 2 and get some home finals.
Yeah, well, of course, the spanner in the works of all that is the top 4 sides play each other next week. So basically, if Port can win today and they can beat the Bulldogs next week, they'll be a good chance, although it might come down to percentage as far as Geelong is concerned. The Cats, of course, playing St Kilda at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to watch. I think they've timed their run nicely, so they should get the win today. Let's watch them closely, especially their front half work, Port Adelaide.
Mark Murphy's 300th game about to get underway. And the last time he's out there in anger for the Blues. DeConing up against Lysette. Wines just nudging it forward. There he is, Mark Murphy, straight into the action, getting a possession and getting them forward, but not too far forward. And instead, it's Port Adelaide through Carl Amon, just cruising into the 50 and puts up a behind rather than a goal.
He charged forward off Sam Walsh at that last centre bounce, the first centre bounce of the game, so that'll be an interesting watch. Are they an accountable run with type position, or are they just going to go head to head? So first blow to Amon.
He was on Laird last week, King. It's an interesting role for him.
Newman sends it up in the Lysette direction. Takes the mark quite comfortably over to Koenig. Charlie Dixon, just the 1 goal last week. Equal season low, just 7 disposals. Gets to the footy there. It's going to be a fascinating duel between he and Wiedering. Blues fighting amongst themselves. Bergman steps on through. You can see the result of the kick, although it stands on its end. Doesn't want to go out of bounds. Maybe favouring the 300 game, although Murphy maybe held without the footy. So
yeah, that's what 300 games of experience will do, Hutto. Half take the ball, let it drop, draw the free kick. He started well, the champ.
So climbs to his feet and delivers the Blues with that pinpoint accuracy. Beautifully weighted kick. At his best, he delivered the ball into the 50 so very well. Dow will have to do a lot of that for Carlton, both today and into the future. Speaking of the future, Sam Walsh, been their star in the midfield this year.
It's good to see him out there after he hurt his ankle late last week.
Levi Casbolt in for his 12th game of the year. Burton got shunted over the line, and there's the young man on debut, Durden.